you are a neurodivergent writer, or you suspect you might be neurodivergent, then you might find, and I guarantee you probably have found, that the way that the writing process works for you is very different from how neurotypicals describe it. And that's why you have so many issues and so much shame and embarrassment, secrecy attached to it a lot of the time. And that's why a lot of us give up creativity generally until maybe we're a bit older and we have that core that's a little bit stronger, that we can really start to realize that that's who we are. One of the things that I find I do, and I've done it a lot in the past, and has brought me a lot of shame in my creative process, but now that I've realized why I do it, it's actually been really good for me because I've been able to harness it and write and work and edit even better, is the fact that we hyper-focus, and we hyper-focus on a project. It's a passion. It's very difficult for us to do anything that we're not enjoying, that we're not completely into. We become experts at the things that we are passionate about. And so we tend to really hyper-focus, and we tend to have these very, very intense periods of work. And not only do we do that with things that we're passionate about, but even just generally at work, whenever I've done things like translation, that was just like a job rather than a passion. And I still found that I would prefer to work in very, very intense bouts, and then I would need rest. Now, the reason that we need so much rest is because we've just been through a much more intense process than neurotypicals would, or somebody who is maybe taking it easy or kind of doing it in a more regular way. So what happens is we've done all of this intense work. A lot of the time we tend to complete much more than kind of like an ordinary person would in a very short amount of time. And usually that's because we spend all our waking moments kind of thinking about it, doing it, writing. Even if we're not actually typing, we're still writing. And then, of course, our brain needs a rest. So what's happened in the past is that whenever I've needed that time off, I have felt really bad. And it's because of all the advice that is constantly thrown at writers. When I did my MFA, this was always the thing that we were told, that you have to create your writing practice. And the most important thing is to write every day. Now, of course, it's completely impossible to give the same advice to every single person. So even without the knowledge that we have now of neurodiversity, I still think it was completely ridiculous. But as a young writer, on a course where you really respect and admire your teachers, etc., it's something that really affects you. And it's taken me years to realize that it's okay to take that rest, because I need it. My brain has worked, my body has worked, and I need that rest.